All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I decided to do a comparison of the last three low volume days like today. And there was one in particular on, today was August 11th. You can see I copied this from Yahoo, 14603, 335. Almost exactly the same volume. Happened on March 26, 2026. I marked it off here. You can see the date down below. And we reversed from there and went up to here. The second lowest one was June 8th. And you can see I marked it here, exactly the bottom of the trend. That was also like a hammer candle. Let's move this over for a sec. See how that was like a inverted hammer. Let's look at today. Kind of like a spinning top, a reversal type candle, right? Needs confirmation. But it's a reversal candle, right? It's at the end of a downtrend, right? Cup and handle. Handle's complete. Looks complete. Yeah, let's say it looks complete. Confirmation would be breaking above this high, this 255, right? And then, of course, this high, 294, would really confirm that it's done going down. So last time when we had, these are the three lowest volume days recently, right? The lowest. Two were 14 million. One was right ahead of all-time lows. And the June 8th, the 16 million day was right here at the end of a downtrend before going up to the top, our recent high. And then we had a competing high to that. So both of them marked a bottom and a rally day. This one, the rally day was within 2 days, right? So it went down a little more, but there was no clear, falling wedge or cup and handle. That was just the bottom, right? Exhausted selling, and then it reversed. Today we have a little more clues to me. You have low volume, the lowest since the bottom, this bottom. And then you have a reversal candle, and you have on my other charts, like I showed you, let me see if I can bring it up. Yeah, here, like I said, this, I copied this channel exactly from 2021, right? This uptrend channel, and I pasted it over here where it fit perfectly. Exact same thing, right? If this were correct, we would go to somewhere, I put this broadening channel too, these green lines. If this were correct, this is where we are today, is right here. I have two big up weeks. So we could have maybe an up week up to 6, and then another up week up to 15, 16, who knows. But right here we're back testing. This is what I call an undercut low. See how I put the channel there, and then you went under that channel, and then once you tried to break it once, you tried to break it twice, now 3 times, and back test. Well, we're on the back test today. So we should push off that lower channel. Over here, you also went below it, and that was your undercut low. When you reclaimed that, you went straight up. So, do we go straight up? Well, we just need confirmation tomorrow. There's plenty of evidence that we go up from here, right? But we need the price to actually convert. I can give you all the evidence in the world, and then we trade flat tomorrow. We trade at 239 all day again, right? Oh, I can't show you that chart. It's a members chart. So anyway, that's basically where I sit on that. Let me see if I have this. Yeah, this did come to a point. If I go over to the 15 minute, that's another thing you want to look for is if you have a falling wedge. Well, let's deep dive into the falling wedge, right? Okay, so you have your cup and your beautiful handle, which, as I said, I was stupid to put a wedge on it. But now I can use a wedge to confirm the timing. So that's what I did. I drew this line, matched the lows, And the apex comes somewhere between tomorrow morning and then worst case tomorrow midday on the apex. So tonight we'll probably open, right here, right? We're just still flat tonight. So let's zoom in on that so I can show you better how I drive the apex. So yeah, in theory, what happens is that you didn't make a look all day. You had that little fake run in the morning when they just came back down. But all day you couldn't make a bullish move over a pivot, right? This morning you went over pivot, you backtested, you made a high. And then after that you came down, you couldn't get over the pivot, well, you would have had to get over 249 again, right? So you lost the pivot, came down, made one low following this trend line down, and made one new low, and then finally started making an engulfing candle, at least after hours. No confirmation yet. You got to get over at least this first pivot minimum. Get over 241, 244 area to have a chance. Really, your first pivot you got to clear is, you could break this trend line, 243. That's going to help maybe to move after that, because this trend line is in play, and so is this bottom. It's pretty close. Sometimes I put a man on money. And then you'd have also, so it's best to remember the channel, following channel. And then you can add your wedge to time to find out when it may be done going down, to maybe plan an entry or something, just to get more detail. But I say this all the time, try to always use parallels, following wedges, following parallel channels, not following tightening channels. Use those as a secondary and get more information, right? And I'm talking to myself today because I used a freaking triangle the other day and it made me look stupid, right? Because triangles are what now? Neutral. And what do? They usually break the wrong way first. So if I still had that triangle, we would have broke the wrong way. And then we would have bottomed, and then we would have probably broke through the tip of it, right? So anyway, that's your update. Just want to get that to you. And have a wonderful evening. And with the low volume today, are the odds of reversal way up? Yes, they are. And there goes beyond through the pivot, through that 0.423 pivot that I was mentioning earlier. So yeah, I'm saying next is 0.449 is kind of the 5-minute 200. And just, right around here. So that's what I would watch next, around 0.444 to 0.49, 449. If it gets through that, maybe we can go back up to 0.48. One thing at a time. I would laugh if BYND starts squeezing it and AMC starts squeezing, because you never know, guys. You never know. I know a lot of people that messaged me the other day when I commented on earnings. They said, I sold, dude. I'm just not going to hold this right now. I didn't like the way it sounded. And they sold. They've been holding it a long time. And then some people messaged me and said they sold this morning. I just didn't even respond back, because for me, if I'm going to hold through earnings and all that on a day like today when everybody panic sells and it just hits an extreme low, I'm not going to. I'll give it the 3-day rule if I really want to exit, and then I'll exit on a bounce, the best bounce I see in 3 days. Because I guess reverse split's coming up Friday, so I would probably, if it rallies really hard or bounces hard tomorrow or the next day, I would probably be like, well, if I'm going to exit, I'll exit here before the split and then see what it does after the split, right? But anyway, so I'm just tracking that to help people that got caught in there. And if they're looking to exit or whatever they're doing, who knows? Maybe I'll just keep following the levels if it doesn't stop breaking them. But, I'm not going to get excited until it's over 50 or 60, really. But for now, it's due for a bounce, and it's probably more likely to squeeze because there's no overhead. People that wanted to sell sold today or at earnings, and shorts got all the bad news, so they should have a reason to cover. So, and there's a lot of shorts, so it could accidentally squeeze. I'm not saying that, odds are very low, but it would have to do something quick. the next few days before the reverse split, I would think. Anyway, guys, that's your update on a little bit of Beyond and AMC